The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom.
What is going on, everybody? It is David Palmer, the Leo King, and I know it has been a minute since I have been live on Facebook and I have been hanging out with everyone. It's been quite a couple of weeks, has it not? Literally, I know it's been a lot of energy, so I just wanted to let everybody know that even as an astrologer, you know, astrologers, even though we know what's coming, you know, it's not like we get like some secret hall pass through it all or something. It affects our lives just as much. And no matter how much, you know, it affects us as individuals, and we know the astrologer, we know what's hitting us, you know, it's just that knowing that will get you through things. It's just that knowing that will help you understand things so you don't go insane. And in some ways, these are insane times. And this is quite a week that we are stepping into. And it's just a really wild time. But, you know, the energy is truly, in my opinion, it is starting to, I don't want to say settle down, but it is definitely going to be a little bit easier to deal with everything that's going on. So we are live right now here in the Leo King Facebook Live. And if you want to talk with me live, you can do that by just clicking on the video, and below I will be in the chat room with everyone, as you could hear right there. So I'm saying it right now. Hey, I'm also right now sending this to the Leo King app people to get them to come and join live now as well. So it's just one of those times, and it's been a minute since I've been able to talk with everybody about the astrology and my feelings about what's happened. And you know, I guess we should just go to the past, because that's just something that I kind of want to review over the past couple weeks, which has happened, because that's the only way for us to maybe truly understand what's going on. And so why don't we do that real quick? So here's today's astrology, and this is for December 6th. It's around, it's almost 4 p.m. Pacific, so 7 p.m. Eastern right now, Tuesday. And what's interesting is if we take the days back, let's see how the moon started this off. We had a new moon on the 29th, and that squared Neptune. So this month, you got to realize, is us going through a lot of things that are very weird. It sets a month off of quite a weird journey. It's not a normal journey. It's almost kind of like a wild road, a wild expedition with crazy trails and crazy rivers and crazy moats to cross. Whenever you have Neptune square a new moon, especially in Sagittarius, it makes it for an odd journey. The other thing that happened was Chiron, right after this new moon, went direct there. See on the 1st. See, if you look at Chiron up there, went to black. And so Chiron coming direct, I think it brought up a lot of difficult aspects within inside of ourselves, parts of ourselves that have been triggered. You know, Pisces can kind of be a trigger zone of the past, a trigger zone of unconscious things that are happening deep within inside of ourselves as well. So if I look back and I look at that crazy new moon, Chiron coming direct, the other aspect, I mean, if we even go take this couple back even more, before that was a dark moon in Scorpio, which was the finishing up of a lot of the Scorpio stuff. That was around Thanksgiving, right after Thanksgiving, and then boom, look at that. That was the crazy Pluto-Venus conjunction square Jupiter, which happened on the 24th. I think that was around the last time I did a live video. So from Thanksgiving to now was not very simple. And it's so funny we're talking today on the other side here, as now the moon has entered into Pisces. And so we have a quarter square of the moon now. And there is a lot happening this week in the astrology, a tremendous, tremendous amount. And when you get this much happening in the astrology, big things are going to happen this week. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's so interesting that even though, yes, the last couple of weeks were very intense as far as spiritual growth and a lot of wounds to heal and weird journeys and weird turns. You got to remember, we're just at the first quarter of this weird journey. But at least, you know, even though the moon is in Pisces in a big quarter square, there's some very powerful things happening this week in the astrology. And it's a very Uranus-Saturn vibe, which are both ruled by Aquarius. So it's a very Aquarian-ruled week as far as unpredictability, excitement, wild, and this makes the adventure and the craziness even more crazy. I already told you that we had a new moon that started last week, that starts this month as crazy. Then you're going to add all this Uranus energy to it with the sun trining this week. I mean, it's pretty remarkable. And I really want to talk about a certain day here. And that is, if you're on the Leo King app, to get your sun sign horoscope, to understand what's going on, I bring up what's happening on December 9th and how it will affect your horoscope, how it will affect your life. But you know, as a collective, you got to remember that this week is the sun conjunct Saturn, which means there's going to be some very major decisions in people's life that they are coming to this week. And this is about, you know, your journey. And remember, the weirder it is, I think the better. I think to help make you feel better about it. But there's this really good aspect happening this week where Jupiter is going to sextile Saturn and sextile this Sun Saturn. So expansion is the key in our life. And if you're trying to do the same thing that you've done before, or go down a road you've done before, it's probably not going to turn out that great, just to be real with you all. And so I'm going to check what's going on here in the chat room right now. Some people have been going through a lot of tough energies from what it says in the chat room. We got a lot of people in here too, by the way. But the thing is this week is one of the most pow weeks of the rest of the year. You're not going to see this much of a lineup for the rest of the year. Sure, we're coming into Mercury retrograde and so forth, but this is the big week, folks. Look at this. This is so rare to happen, to have the Sun and Saturn conjunct on the same day that, I mean, Jupiter's sextiling the Sun. What's even more ironic about this situation is the Sun will be trining all the way down here to the Moon in Uranus and Aries. This brings even more of the weirdness I had talked about, but what it also brings out is the power. You know, it's the power to expand and the courage to go to places that might seem crazy and weird, and in many ways it might not make sense either, to be honest with you all. Might not make sense. So don't fear that. I think that this is a week of making sure that you don't fear the expansion that's happening at all. But I'm here to take people's questions because I have moved all my horoscopes to the Leo King app. Now, transitioning to the app is by computer, by iPhone or Android, and if you don't have an Android or Apple, you can still log in through any mobile device through leoking.lookstack.com. People have purchased and are, technology is a very difficult thing, and some people have a harder time with it than others, and so I understand that. It's more simple to explain how to do this app than ever. If you're on iPhone, just go to the iPhone store and buy the app and create a login and all that. Same thing with Google Play. But if you do it through web, you're going to have to yourself, type in the email address that you're going to use and create a password and log in. A lot of people are buying and then just sitting and hoping that it's all just going to work for them. You've got to log in yourself and so forth. So we've been having some people that have been having some very big difficulties with the technology end of where you have to put the power in yourself by logging in and purchasing and so forth. So there's been a lot of people having hard times with that. And I know that this transition of me not doing horoscopes on YouTube anymore for free after 5 years and putting it all to an app is hard for some people. I know it's hard for people. But this is where I believe horoscopes for me is a business. And so everything is on the app or the computer app, which is just leoking.lookstack.com. You can get access to that and all the horoscopes, your sun sign, tarot videos, intuitive, and so forth. But I will always be here to let you know and look at the past and what's going on. I'm going to be doing much more astrology videos, and I'm going to be here to take your questions every week live about what's going on in the astrology and so forth. So I'm always here with you if for some reason you can't buy the app. The uncut horoscope, of course, will be on YouTube for $2, or if you just want to pay the $5.99 a month, you can just get on the app to watch it every week with a bunch of other horoscopes and your sun sign horoscope. So I wanted to make that clear because I think a lot of people are I've gotten a lot of backlash, and I've also gotten a lot of excitement and good things. But I am torn apart because I think people are so used to YouTube and just pushing a button and it's being there, and then, it's like, it's frustrating on my end because I wish I could be there to help you with technology and how to understand technology. And there's tutorial videos that I'm going to be putting out about how to make access to all this. But it's to be honest, the last 2 weeks I have not even been able to do this for you all and come in public to help you guys because I am being extremely blasted with negativity. And it almost, to be honest, got me to a point to where I didn't even want to go public and help people again and just go to the app. Because everywhere I go, whether it's my Facebook or my YouTube or whatever, for making this move, I am getting told that I'm a scam, that the app is a scam, or that I don't care about them, or that I'm greedy, or I'm a very bad person. And it's interesting when I even look at my own astrology chart this year that it's like, especially my solar return, that it's like, wow, I can't lose myself in the opinion of others and do what my heart says and do what the universe is guiding me to do. The scary thing is a news story that I want to bring everybody's attention to. I'm surprised I won't do that right here. But this is part of the reason why everybody wants to know why I'm moving things over. And it's this. Fake news. Left-wing war and conservative websites, okay? Fake news websites. And I was just in a Vice video in the last month. I don't know if everybody watches Vice or has anybody seen this Vice video out there yet. It's videos. I don't know Yeah, this is the video right here. Why is the world so fascinated with astrology? And of course, we got to watch this ad. But fake news sites are being hit hard. And you know what the next thing is? Is going to be spirituality or astrology, because the world believes astrology is fake. They think it's corrupt. They think it's not true. And the real science of the universe is being pushed in a corner. They are banning YouTube sites. They are banning YouTube videos that have to deal with the truth out there and want this to rule you, this television and what comes out of here. And YouTube is going to be the first place they are hitting hard. So it was interesting to me that Vice did this video called Why the World is So Fascinated with Astrology. And a lot of it was saying that it's bogus, which I think is so ironic that Vice does a horoscope on their Snapchat, okay? But the main thing is all the news media sites are actually finding ways to get rid of people's information that's true. And censorship is coming at its hardest core ever. It's coming extreme. And so I'm saving my good, amazing astrology on an app to where I own the servers, I own everything, and nobody can censor it at all. It is completely uncensored because it's my own media company. And that's how you do things with this information. But it's a troubling time we're in, because if you do look at the astrology, and how funny that I'm highlighting this as the moon is passing over Neptune in the south node, that this is a time where, especially with what's coming up with Capricorn and the restrictions that are going to happen in 2018, 2019, and 2020, there is one more year left of people and freedom of beliefs. And then you know what's going to come on is the control system. Very hardcore. So I'm an astrologer. I look at the future. I made a huge comment, like, I don't know, I think it was like a month ago or something, and I said that YouTube was dead. And a lot of people didn't like that comment. A lot of people were upset with me. A lot of people thought I was crazy. A lot of people thought I was crazy when I told you all that Trump would win the election, too. But YouTube is going to be the next dead place, censorship-wise. Then why do you think they created YouTube Red, which is where you subscribe to watch videos without ads? There was an ad out. There was a story the other day that YouTube is losing a bunch of revenue lately. And that's why they're doing Red. They're not getting as much as they used to. Here we go. Here it was right here. How much money is YouTube losing? This is on ABC News. The dueling forecast on the latest twist is a guessing game that has intrigued inventors since Google bought YouTube for $1.76 billion in late 2006. Believe it or not, YouTube is actually losing money by giving out some of the stuff. And so people think that YouTubers, we make money off the ads and we're going to live off that. If you think I make my living off of YouTube ads, you're completely psychotic and crazy, to be honest with you. Because it's not shit. It's enough to pay a gas bill, an electric bill, and maybe my cell phone bills. And that's with 40,000 subscribers and with hundreds of thousands of views a month. Hundreds of thousands of views, and it's like $500 or $600. That's it. for putting out all that content. The cameras I use are more than that. The technology, the computers, all that stuff. And I guess I'm putting a warning out there to the world today, which I actually showed up to this live video thinking, well, what am I going to talk about? Because, of course, my Uncut is going to talk about the astrology horoscope and what's coming up in the next week. But maybe this platform is going to be what is coming up years from now, to always bring out warnings of paying attention to the world and how it's operating right now, and how people need to really start to open their eyes to the truth. And that's what I want to change my YouTube channel to. That's what I want to make more of this Facebook channel, is me being more open about the spiritual truth before I get censored, because I guarantee you in the next couple of years I will be censored by saying this stuff and pushing out live videos like this. That's what they're going after. The top news head story today, which I thought was the most interesting out of everything, and it wasn't Trump about the Boeing situation. It's right now about the security clearance of Pence dodges questions about Michael Flynn's son. I guess Michael Flynn's son, long story short, he believed in some crazy conspiracy theories, and lately there was a shooting at a pizza restaurant because of the conspiracy theory that the Clintons were involved in this crazy sex ring scandal that had to deal with pizza. Long story short, though, is, and now I'm a total, I believe it's a bogus story as well. But see, what is happening is there are people putting out bogus stories on purpose, I think, believe it or not, by the media on purpose, then using these examples to get it to where there was even meetings within the last 2 weeks with Facebook, meetings with people all around the world about how the fake news and the fake media, which they call fake media, and there's going to be a lot of fake media in it, but in between, sandwiched in between fake media, is going to be the real, truest media of all time. People like doing these astrology stuff, people like Santos Bonacci putting out his videos, any of my other fellow astrologers putting out their videos, David Wilcock and David Icke putting out their videos. We are all sandwiched in between this truth of fake media, because it doesn't get accredited by the television up here. It doesn't get accredited by anybody else. It doesn't matter if it's on YouTube. YouTube is going to be the most censored place on the internet. Unless you're bubbly and happy and go along with whatever's on TV in the world that they want you to have, products, stuff like that, you'll be fine. But when you start talking about the stuff that they don't credit, and the reason why I brought up the Vice story about the astrology was because Vice now got bought out by HBO, number one. It just did a whole thing about Obama. It did a huge story about astrology and how it's debunked, and with scientists who tried to debunk it, and then they interviewed this astrologer, and God bless her soul, but she was not a really good astrologer. She sucked royal ass at the end, and she made us look horrible. And so this is what they do. This is what this media is doing now. Whether you think Vice is a good people or not, they've been bought out by a major, huge corporation and a major media company. And so really the future is the fight of media companies. So you can hate me all you want for coming off YouTube, but I'm creating a spiritual media company that will protect itself 100% through this gnarly media frenzy that's about to happen, that already is happening right in front of your eyes right now, and you need to wake up to it. They do not want the real information to come out. If you watch my movie, which I did, it's an incredible movie, Age of Deception, which is at ageofdeceptionmovie.com. I show you the deception over the last couple thousand years of the age of Pisces, and how ironic that here's the moon of Pisces today. This is a true deception age. And this is a very intense moment in our lives for us all to not get locked away in information that is being told of how it should be instead of what really is the truth. And they are trying to discredit internet people now. They are trying to discredit anything that is not part of the TV media, the big major corporate media, and that's it. So when people tell me that I'm selling out, well, How else are you going to beat the major corporations from getting the real information out there? Not by selling out, but by creating your own media company, your own media corporation, and producing your own content and having people be on that network and do it. There's no other way around it. If somebody else can give me some really smart logistical way for me to do this, then please. But if you really believe that YouTube and doing free horoscopes and pulling angel cards is going to really change the world, it used to, but times change. It did in 2006 when YouTube was bought. It did when I started my first YouTube channel in 2006 and 2007, when I was pushing out astrology or house music, and then in 2009 when I was on Soul Garden. Those were good times. Nobody even thought YouTube was credible at all. Everybody used to be like, YouTube, well, that place is weird. Now everybody's on it, and now it's being told that it's bogus. Even all the top YouTubers that used to be top YouTubers are not making the same revenue they once were as well. And where they're failing is not evolving with creating their own media structure, because that's the only way to go. Literally, like, it's going to be a hard 4 years here for people into 2021, because you have to create your own greatness. And if I were to throw astrology into this mix, and it's funny that this week that we're talking about this, I'll show you guys right now here. Here's Uranus and Aries. In 2017, Uranus still has to finish through Aries. See how it's at 20 degrees? It's got to still go. It's going to go to 28 degrees this year and then retrograde back. So Uranus has one more full year in Aries. Saturn will be in Sagittarius till the end of 2017. And we will have a Venus retrograde in March and April in a fire sign, another fire sign of Aries. I don't think people are really looking at the future enough. You're going to have to make a go at it. And this week, and this is what I'm going to talk about my Uncut this week, is this is a major decision on your long-term path. This is a major decision about your courage and where you're going to go. This is a major decision in really going and exploring and taking the big risks of your life. And to make sure that you do not get trapped in the web that is trying to hold back people from their truth and the real information out there, because that's what the scary part is. That's what's so scary, is the true media does not want you to see all this stuff. Even when I'm doing live video now on my iPhone or my Android and I'm at a DJ show, which by the way, I'm at a DJ show tonight at Focus in Newport if you're around, but they'll censor, if they hear something in the background that is a song, they just censor it, or they hear a TV show going on, they censor it, and they pull the live video down. And so it's going to get stronger the faster technology goes. They'll hear one thing like, you say astrology in a video, and 2 years from now, and it will automatically get taken off. Bam. There'll be trigger words. There's already sniffers on everything, YouTube, Facebook, all that stuff. And they've been preparing for this because you guys want to see? Let's just have a little bit of fun here. Let's go way future. You guys know I love to go way future. All right. Let's go to 2018. Let's actually go to the end of Saturn in Sagittarius, which is December 2017. Let's go to the days. All right. When Saturn, look at this. The Sun and Saturn are going to conjunct in Capricorn the next time. December 21st, 2017. That means the Sun-Saturn conjunction in this week is the last one in Sagittarius. This is the last decision you make on your great journey for the next 28 and a half years. Now Pluto's there, now Saturn's there. Whenever Saturn and Pluto are in the same sign, it is gnarly, it is intense, it is overwhelming, and it is life-changing, and it is an overly extreme time. I wanted to look at you when I said that. Okay, let's go back to months. Okay, let's get to when Jupiter comes in to, let's see here. Saturn's still in Capricorn. Oh, I think Saturn comes back. Nope. All right, here's Jupiter. 2019, the South Node will be officially, when does the South Node come in? It comes in, here it is, October of 2018. Now the South Node will come into Capricorn. Let me show you guys this. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so here we are, November 22nd, 2018. Look at this. The South Node is now in Capricorn. Pluto's in Capricorn. Saturn's in Capricorn. Look at all this that's coming. The Sun, Jupiter, Mercury, everything will be coming into Capricorn. 2019 is Capricorn City, whereas Jupiter will be in Capricorn, Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node. There is not much time left. That's less than 2 years from now. That's less than 2 years from now. And you got to remember what happens in 2018. Mars goes retrograde in Aquarius and Capricorn. There's no more time left, folks. If you think a year is a long time, you're crazy. A year flies by so fast. It is December 6, 2016 right now, and I can remember being in May of 2015 like it was freaking yesterday. And if you really believe that somehow that with all this Capricorn coming over the next couple of years, that censorship isn't going to happen, you're, pardon my French, a fucking idiot. And I'm silent because I don't know what else to tell everyone. Everybody might think that I'm real grim about things, but what I'm grim about is the fact that people don't see what's happening here, and they don't understand what's happening. And the reason why astrology here is for you to, if you believe in any sort of free will at all, to know where to aim your life. And this is why I'm aiming in this direction. I am going to go as far away as I can with the golden information, the horoscopes, the what's going to happen, all that stuff, and have a place for it so it won't go away. Because all those people on YouTube will be made fun of, like they're already being made fun of on Vice. The only thing that has kept me credible as an astrologer is by going on television and by going on big networks and talking about astrology. And even though I said in one of my live videos, the one that I was in Portland, Oregon with, I told everyone, I said, hey, if you think that I'm able to freely say what I want on there, you're crazy. They like make me say certain things the way that they want to. I get the credit because I run the whole TV personality thing. And so this direction for me is, of course, smart. But you got to remember that at the same token, a lot of those other people on YouTube, I feel bad for them because especially when the censorship comes, especially with all this fake news stuff coming out, especially with all these big media corporations and stuff putting out there that astrology is crazy, NASA saying there's a 13th sign. All this stuff is trying to hide the truth from the world. And you can never be taken seriously as a YouTube astrologer. I'm lucky because I do go on television, so I can talk about it. And so I do have credibility that I'm more than just a YouTube astrologer. I do go to the conferences, I do talks at conferences, I do lectures, I tour the United States, I do these things and stuff. But those horoscopes are so valuable and they help so many people. I'm not going to risk having them censored and then trying to build something that hasn't already been built. See, I'm already in the system with Apple and Android for a long time. I will be fine through the transition, but people trying to jump ship through a censored time won't be able to jump because the walls will already be built. The concrete will already be laid. So let's take this for a second out of what I'm talking about as far as censorship and what's happening with the internet and censorship. And let's talk about how that's going to affect you in your life. Okay? Because if you think about this, this is the future, of course. Let's go back to today. Here's today. You're at a time where you are flexible right now. You can make amazing new choices in your life. You can go in any direction that you want. You can create any fantasy you want. You can literally take any turn that you want. You can go in any direction. Mars is in Aquarius. The next time Mars comes in Aquarius, it goes retrograde, everyone. 2 years from now. Less. Venus is exactly at the spot where Mars will retrograde. Venus is exactly at the spot where it retrogrades in Capricorn every 8 years, which it did last in 2014. You know, this is a major turning point in people's life this week because the turning point is, are you going to open yourself up and you're going to go for it and you're going to take the adventure no matter how crazy it is, and you see the future, you see that the concrete trucks are coming. You know, I've been watching this new show called Game of Thrones. It's been old for a lot of people, but it's new to me. So I'm like on season 5, I'm almost done with season 6, and you know, the whole show is all about winter is coming. And I don't think there's no irony to that show at all, with the irony of the fact that censorship, control is coming. In your own world, the concrete's coming. Get south behind the wall before you can. I can't put it any better. Get south behind the wall before you can. And whether you get as south as you want, in my case, I feel like I'm going all the way south with my app and all that stuff, right? Like I'm south protected. Like they tried to just pull Breitbart News, which is Trump's advisor's app, off iTunes. So even they're doing it there. But at least I have the website always to make sure I'm not censored. Because we own that website, we own the servers behind that, and that's uncensored. That's how the internet's going to be. You have to own your own service. You need to own your own thing. See, the problem with YouTubers is all their videos that they categorize on there, one day YouTube can just erase that. Same thing with your Facebook. People always tell me, I put all my pictures on Facebook so it'll be saved on there. Well, what if one day they look at you like you are fake? even though you're real. Erase it all. So, this major week, with all the astrology, and I'll talk about my uncut on the app, this is a major decision for you if you're going to come on the other side of the wall and find a good spot and get ready for all the crazy shit that's coming. Which is it's a while away, sure. Sure, it's a while away. But if you have the time to prepare for it, I would take it. So, you know, like Gracie Ackerman just said in the room, it's true, it's not your server. Facebook's not your server. YouTube's not your server. These are the biggest corporations in the world that are holding your information. And it's not easy, you know. So, somebody said, teach us how to own our own stuff like you do. Well, it's very simple. You have to know your value and your worth. I don't do a reading for free. I used to do readings for $200 a reading, $100, and then I went to $300, then I went to $700 because if I were to put it down to $300 or $200, I'd literally have thousands of people and I'd have no life. And I'd go insane doing readings for 1,000 people in like a couple months. That's impossible for me. You have to own your worth. Me putting my horoscopes behind a paywall so I can pay to own the server and have it in Leo King land the same way that Disney said, go watch the movie with, it's about Disney's, it's about Disney, I forgot what it's called. It was a great movie though. It's like Walt Disney movie. It's like his biography. It's a crazy movie with Ryan Gosling. Walt Before Mickey is the name of it, I'm pretty sure. That's it, Walt Before Mickey, which I'll pop up right now. If you watch this movie about how Mickey or Walt Disney created his empire, he used to sell his videos, his cartoons to the bigger cartoon people, and he was broke or whatever. It wasn't until he created Mickey and owned it. He said no. He said no to the people that were paying him all the money and said, I'm going to do it on my own. Mickey's more worth it than everything. My brand's more worth it than selling out to you guys. And now, if you watch the end of that movie, Walt beat everybody out. And so there's a part of you that has to stand your ground, stand your confidence, stand your truth, and do what you must do. And that's the way that you own it. You know? So I hope that helps everyone. I hope that this message today rang true to some of you and gave you some sort of understanding of what's going on and why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. But it's just truth, which will be labeled as fake news. I'm sending you all the best. I hope you guys are all doing well. Watch the Uncut this week because it is quite a week that you will remember. Thanks so much for all your support. I truly appreciate everybody, and I will see you guys later.
The Leo King app is the world's first and leading video and notification astrology horoscope app for iPhone, Android, and computer. Get daily spiritual videos and addictingly accurate notifications alongside weekly sun sign horoscopes, tarot videos, and exciting new age entertainment videos by celebrity astrologer and TV personality David Palmer, the Leo King. Join today. You have nothing to lose with a 7-day free trial and wake up to astrology like you've never seen before.
Wake up to astrology like you've never seen before.